NASA plans to create a lunar platform before sending humans to Mars, aiming to shorten the journey by establishing a base on the Moon. SpaceX founder Elon Musk wants to win the race to go to Mars. Apart from this, European and Russian space agencies also talk about sending humans to Mars, but after landing in the harsh atmosphere of Mars, how will humans survive there because, unlike the land, Mars does not have oxygen, the biggest need for life? What method has NASA found to produce oxygen on Mars, and why would the method by which the International Space Station produces oxygen not work on Mars? Once again, welcome back to TrueTales videos. There were many reasons behind humans' desire to live on Mars, which not only includes the factor of scientific exploration and space curiosity, but there is also a compulsion or fear amidst these desires. That is, because of some calamity on Earth, the human race may not come to an end. Like dinosaurs were wiped out from our world 6.5 crore years ago, and this is also possible, an example of which we are seeing in the case of climate change on Earth. This is perhaps the biggest reason that in the future, someone will become the Neil Armstrong of Mars. On one hand, Elon Musk had earlier intended to colonize Mars in 2026, but now a prediction has been made by him in 2029.
You've slightly put back the expected date to put the first human on Mars till 2029, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean, let's see. I mean, we have built a production system for Starship, so we're making a lot of ships and boosters.
NASA also intends to land humans on Mars by 2030. But the question is not who will go to Mars first. The question is, how will humans be able to survive after going to Mars? Of course, many properties of Mars are similar to art. Like a day of Mars, which is also called Martian Day or Sol, its length is only 39 minutes, more than that of an Earth day. There is also a variety of weather there, and on the Earth too. Apart from this, there are ice caps on the Earth pose, and there is also an atmosphere based on the pose of Mars. While Mars may have a thin atmosphere, it definitely has an atmosphere. But one thing which is completely insufficient for humans to live on Mars is oxygen. So how will this oxygen gas be made on Mars, not just for 1 or 2 people, but for a colony, so they stay alive? The first thing that comes to mind when we talk about keeping humans alive in the extreme situations, the first name comes in mind is ISS. ISS means International Space Station. It has spent 25 years in the worst condition of this space. Until now, it has been continuously providing oxygen and fresh water to humans. There are 4 to 5 astronauts in the International Space Station all the time, whose daily water requirement is at least 45 meters. That means 1,350 liters per month and 16,200 liters per year. Apart from this, 1,000 kg oxygen gas is used annually on ISS. How is so much water and oxygen created in this space, 400 kilometers away from the Earth? There are 2 systems installed in ISS for this work. One is Water Reclamation System WRS, and the other is Oxygen Generation System OGS. Why can't we install both these systems on Mars? To understand this, we first need to know how these systems work. Water Reclamation System collects water from human waste, urine, sweat, and humidity, and then cleans it and makes it drinkable again. Astronaut Douglas Wheelock also said on one occasion that our yesterday's coffee makes the next day's coffee. WR's system purifies the water already present in the ISS and makes it reusable, and thus 98% of the water is saved from wastage. Equal to this is the Oxygen Generation System. This system takes a little water from the WRS and then passes it through a special process to produce oxygen for breathing. We had studied this simple process in Class 5, which is called electrolysis. Electrical current is passed through water. Due to this, water is converted into oxygen, gas, and hydrogen gas. Oxygen gas is used for breathing, but hydrogen is a very dangerous and inflammable gas that can burn the entire ISS in seconds and form a fireball. This hydrogen gas is not wasted but is fed into another system, which is called Sabatier system. This system collects the waste carbon oxide of the astronauts present in the ISS and mixes it with hydrogen gas and produces water, methane gas, and a little heat from it. The water is reused. The heat is put into the heat management system, but methane gas, which has very importance on Earth, is thrown out of the ISS into the space. Methane gas, which is also a type of fuel, energy and heat can also be generated from it, but it is wasted because oxygen is needed to burn it, and on the ISS, it is oxygen which is the most valuable. If we look at the entire oxygen and water process of the ISS, then it also depends on the refueling missions, because although this system is 98% efficient, still, there are losses and leakages in every system. For this reason, every 6 months or years, water and oxygen are brought from the ground and put into the ISS. These refueling missions are very costly, in which the cost of sending just 1 liter of water 400 kilometers above the ISS is more than $2,500. Therefore, making oxygen in this manner on Mars, 22.5 crore kilometers away, is not cost-effective in any way. For this, a system will have to be created which will use the resources present on the Mars itself and produce oxygen from it. In 2021, NASA's Perseverance rover was sent to Mars. A device was installed in it for this experience, which has been named MOXIE. Because the source of water in the ISS is the refueling, but to find water on Mars, one will have to go to its polar camps or drill several feet down and extract ice. For this reason, MOXIE uses carbon dioxide from the atmosphere of Mars and creates oxygen from it. To explain it in a simple way, there is 95% carbon dioxide in the atmosphere of Mars. MOXIE pumps carbon dioxide from the outside atmosphere and pressurizes it, and then puts it on a separate electrolyzer and heats it at a temperature of 800 degrees Celsius, due to which oxygen gas is separated from carbon dioxide. This electrolyzer is made of gold because gold is an excellent heat conductor that protects other parts from heat. In this process, along with oxygen gas, carbon monoxide is also produced from carbon dioxide. Its disadvantage is that if the carbon gets completely separated in this process, it can also form a layer of carbon. This layer will not take long to harm. For this reason, this process is performed with great caution. But how much oxygen does MOXIE produce at a time on Mars? MOXIE requires a lot of energy in this process. That is why NASA runs it only occasionally, when energy is saved from solar panels. Till now, it has produced only 122 grams of oxygen, which can keep a person alive only for 3.5 hours. If more oxygen has to be produced on Mars through this system, then a bigger version of MOXIE will be required, and also a bigger power plant to run it. And this is the biggest challenge so far. Now, the thing to understand here is that MOXIE first compresses the carbon dioxide with the help of a compressor. Then it is heated at 800 degrees Celsius. High energy is required for both of these processes. To solve this issue, scientists are working on a future technology in which carbon dioxide molecules can be broken only at low temperatures. In this, the oxygen molecules will be separated from the carbon dioxide, not by heating it, but by creating vibration inside it. At present, this technology has been tested in the lab, but due to the Earth's extreme atmospheric pressure and temperature, it is not possible to do this experiment on Earth, but the atmosphere of Mars is perfect for this work. Whatever may be the technology, our target is that we have to make oxygen on Mars by using only such things that are present there and devices that will create oxygen. Their dependency is also not on Earth, because ISS is only 400 kilometers away from the ground. If the oxygen generation system there breaks down, then sending astronauts back to Earth is not such a big issue. They can wear their emergency suits, wait for refueling for a few hours, and also return to Earth. But if there is any issue with the oxygen generation machine after colonization on Mars, then there will be no refueling option, or will it not be so easy to go back to Earth? We hope that you will like and share these TrueTales videos. Thank you very much for your loving comments. In the next great video,